I want to set my stall out right now with this particular story. I have a long history in my family of military service. Yes, I broke the mould. I never went in, although I did try when I was a younger man. My father, my grandfathers before that, their ancestors before that, all proudly served in the military. And as a result, I have a lot of time for veterans. I have a lot of time, and I will support them if and when I can. Those that lead honest, integrity-filled lives who obey the letter of the law when they come out of the service, I'll give them all the time in the world. Is it worth joining now? Is it worth going in now? You tell me. I read many a story of ex-serving personnel who say, you know, they wouldn't go in. It's not the service they joined, and the priorities are all completely skewed. We have a number of assets overseas at the moment, particularly in the Red Sea, tied up with what's going on over there with the Houthis and everything else. And there's a very big argument that, you know, we should be defending our own coastline first of all. And I'm afraid I agree with that. As a person, I consider myself an Englishman. I don't consider myself British, unfortunately. Once upon a time, I probably used to, but once you dig into what's actually really going on, and 200 or 300 years back in the past, you start to see things and the truth of, you know, the way it's all been tied up, and it's really bad. I would, you know, beg anyone to go and look up this history for themselves. It's all there to read quite freely. And the thing with England, my home, has a coastline, and right now it's not secure. Many, many years ago it was secure. And where are our armed forces, for crying out loud? The Army, the Navy, the Air Force. Numbers have been cut. People have been disincentivized. They don't want to come in anymore. Grant Shapps has been made Defence Secretary, as we know. And I do wonder whether the basic incompetence of not only that government minister, but other government ministers, will lead us into a situation which will have this union, this Great Britain that England forms a part of, getting into a great deal of trouble with no way out. Grant Shapps would have, you believe there are well over 100,000 personnel in the army. The services play on words. I wonder how many of them are actually active, fully trained, can pick up a weapon and know how to use it if the need arose. I want to play you a piece of video now, which I found, Grant Shapps being interviewed, and it doesn't fill me with any confidence whatsoever. Have a look at this. Let me know what you think.
Although we do understand that we don't have enough sailors to staff support vessels for frigates, also the number of regular soldiers...
That's not true, that story.
Okay, so tell us what is the truth of the story, because it has been widely reported that we don't have enough sailors. Meanwhile, Mr. Shapps, we see that regular soldier numbers have fallen by 40% since 2010.
So first of all, on the I saw the story saying that we couldn't send the carrier strike group out. The story is completely untrue. In fact, we are sending the carrier strike group out as part of that steadfast defender operation I mentioned a moment ago. And when it comes to numbers, it is true that the plan is to have 73,000 troops full-time army troops, but the overall military is much bigger than that. It's very close to 189,000 right now. And just looking at numbers is not that reliable in terms of how ready we are to fight. And you've seen whether that's providing the support in Ukraine or just in the last week or so, the support in terms of attacking or preventing the attacks from the Houthis on shipping, and in particular on HMS Diamond, which I was on Thursday. When we need to do things, we are capable and able to do it. It is true that there are strong recruitment issues. I'm pleased to report, actually, I was just talking to the head of the army, who tells me that applications are at a high for the last 6 years. So we will make sure that we keep people coming into the army. If you're watching this and you're interested, please apply.
Sounds like Boris on a bad day, doesn't it? Filled me with no confidence whatsoever, that little speech. Let me know whether it did you. Very, very worrying times. Very worrying. If you want to see another one of my videos about one of these political plebs, you can watch that one there. Thank you as always. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.